Good morning, everyone. Jim Laird joining you live from Dirioma, Nicaragua. We're a little late today. Had a pack of dogs come on the farm that were causing a bunch of problems, so we had to take care of that. My landlord and I were basically taking care of that, and that can be a problem. Some of the dogs here can be very, very interesting. So let's see. We've gone live on Instagram. That way, I can see if anybody has any questions. So fun little morning. Got to do some conditioning, so to speak. So that was fun. But it's been a beautiful here, absolutely beautiful. This is kind of our fall, so to speak, as you're coming in. Happy Labor Day to you. And good morning, Tina. Good morning, Diana. I believe it's Diana pronounced. So just trying to calm my breathing down. So got to chase some dogs around. That was a lot of fun. So we're doing good. It's fall here. The weather is absolutely incredible. This week on our weekly webinar on Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern, we're going to have Lauren on, Lauren, our nurse practitioner, on, Dr. Stillman and I. We're going to talk all about the misconceptions around hormone replacement. It's going to be a big one. Definitely want to get on the email list for that. Go over to stillmanwellness.com. If you want to get our quick start guide, you can go to quick start, stillmanwellness.com/quick start, and get on our email list. We'll send an email out Wednesday night with a link to register. That's a private webinar, so we can basically speak our minds. We don't have to worry about being censored here on social media, which happens a lot more than you would think. So unfortunately. So you can do that. You can also go to nikabarbell.com. I've actually rebranded. If you're on YouTube, you can see the store right below the video. I've rebranded and got a lot of great t-shirts and hats and things if you want to help support some charities that I've partnered with here in Nicaragua, and then also support me building an outdoor gym somewhere. At this point, I have a couple places picked out, but I'm kind of vetting them. So if you want to support that and you want to basically spread the word that people just need to get outside more, the merchandise, the Nika Barbo merchandise, is a really cool way to do that. So I'd appreciate your support there. So on to the topic: beat stress, boost sleep, natural techniques for better rest. So we live in this world. We live in a much different world. You know, hundreds of years ago, it was a much more harsh, brutal world. Um, you had to earn your dopamine. Most of your life revolved around gathering food, building things, low level manual labor. We've replaced that with comfort, and we replaced that with essentially high levels of emotional and psychological stress, which, as many of you have heard me argue, that's a lot more difficult on our physiology than actual physical labor. I think physical labor, physical low level manual labor, is very therapeutic for the human soul. Being in nature is very therapeutic. It can be harsh, but just having quiet time, being calm in nature. We've taken nature away from our everyday lives. Like, I can't tell you how wonderful I feel when I get up first thing in the morning and I walk through I guess you could call it a forested jungle or whatever it is here where I live, rainforest. And I hear the birds, and I get to hang out with monkeys and all that. It's very calming. I get in the pool right next to here. I do some jogging. I get away from the phone. I turn the phone off. It's very calming. Most people today, I compare it to getting in your car, starting your engine up and revving it in your driveway all day. You don't go anywhere, but you've got this constant emotional, physiological, psychological stress, which is going to chew up a lot of resources. Plus, you're inside all day, so you're not getting sunlight, which helps regulate your hormones. It regulates your neurotransmitters, your digestion, all these things. So you got a combination of an indoor lifestyle with constant chronic stress, and people wonder why they can't quit eating sweets. They're trying to medicate themselves, with porn, with junk food, with alcohol. So we're living in this environment that creates this massive, dopamine type addiction. You're constantly getting free dopamine, so you're constantly upping the ante: more phone, more scrolling, buy more things, make yourself feel better. So there's a few simple things we can do to kind of break ourselves out of this. One is just, and people that are in the coaching program hear me beat this over the head with a mallet, is be aware of your breath, when you are driving in your car, when you're watching, a video like this, when you're in the store, the tongue goes to the roof of the mouth, close the mouth, and you breathe in and out through the nose and you slow your breathing down as much as you can. The slower you're breathing, the less you breathe, the more efficient it is, the more oxygen you absorb. I know it sounds crazy, but it's very true. If you want to look into this, you can look into the Pateco method. A lot of people that are asthmatics, a lot of people that have chronic health issues, they overbreathe. Okay. And that revs the nervous system up. You start using accessory muscles to breathe. Okay. So just being aware of your breath and slowing your breathing down, putting the tongue in the roof of your mouth is going to help you calm down and slow your roll so that you're not running so hot all the time. Okay. That's super simple. Um, yes, Jim, that's excellent. Excellent point. I have a Hennessy hammock and I love sleeping outside with the fresh air. It's got a bug net on it. I love sleeping outside. Camping, is something a lot of people can do if their circadian rhythm is all messed up. So that's one thing you can do during the day is to basically lower your overall breath intake and just bring your RPMs down. It's a very simple way. You know, Another really simple way to get yourself, especially help your sleep, getting your breathing down, getting your respiratory rate down, being more relaxed during the day is going to help you be relaxed at night. If you're constantly revving all day, it's going to be very hard for you to down regulate in the evening. Um, Getting outside throughout the day, in the morning, midday, afternoon is going to help your body, produce the right things to get you to go to sleep in the evening. So you want to get outside throughout the day. We talk about this constantly. I know a lot of people are like, dude, like find another topic, but most people are just not doing this. They're inside in front of a screen all day and then they wonder why. They're exhausted. They feel like garbage all day. They're reaching for coffee, they're reaching for sugary drinks, and we call it tired but wired. And then they try and go to sleep and all of a sudden they wake up. Their cortisol curve is all over the place. So we want to make sure that we're getting outside and we're getting the light in order so we have our natural circadian rhythm. The other thing we want to do is we want to have like a bedtime routine. The basic fundamentals are going to help. Get outside, eat a protein at every meal. Protein is super essential for producing the neurotransmitters and things we need to do to go to sleep. Another big part about sleep, anyways, is getting in a routine. A lot of people, their brains are just on fire. They're just can't stop the voice in their head. I really encourage people to do a violent brain dump, which basically means you get a pad of paper, you write down all the frustrations, everything throughout the day, good, bad, ugly. You're very brutally honest about it. You get it on paper. If you wake up in the middle of the night, you've got that piece of paper there. You brain dump. You can tear it up, throw it in the trash if it's bad. If you don't want other people to see it. That is super, super key for just getting that brain, dumping all that emotion, getting all that out. And then I'm going to show you a really simple drill that I give everybody um, called crocodile breathing. And this is going to work for just about anyone. And this is a really simple thing. Basically, you're just going to lay flat. You can do it on a bed if you have problems getting up and down off the floor. But I like to put a small pillow under the belly, and I really want people to breathe in easy. If you start feeling it in your neck and your traps when you breathe in, or if you hear yourself breathe in, it's too harsh. It needs to be subtle. The air just goes in. You should feel expansion in your chest and your back, and you should feel air going into your low back. We've got two kind of extremes. You've got me, which is like the J-Lo position. I have a really hard time exhaling because I'm very extended, and I'm arched. That's from years of lifting and kind of the way my structure is designed. So I really have a hard time exhaling. Then we've got the other type of structure, which is like, and this is very basic and very simplified, but we got the other type of structure, which is Dr. Stillman. I'm more of a block, and Dr. Stillman's more like a straw. Um, so Dr. Stillman, because he has like a pooch belly or sway back, his guts go down and forward. Most people like with a sway back, they end up getting they'll see the forward head posture because they're actually getting crushed through the sternum, and they need to actually open the chest up, but they don't want to do it in the way that you're told, which is pull your shoulders back and stick your chest out. You're just getting that through your spine now. Now you're creating a totally different issue. When you're laying in this position, and there's different exercises for this. If you look up like Connor Harris or Zach Couples, Pooch Belly, there's a whole bunch of stuff that they talk about how to get, air up into here. Great, inversion exercises, but this is a good way to start. But you want to focus on expanding that chest and back, front to back, because if you're getting crushed in your sternum and you can't take a breath in real efficiently, um, it's going to lead to you being in a more stressed out state. So we definitely want to expand. We want to be able to breathe in circumferentially 360 in all directions. And most people are either going down or they're breathing up. And so this will help both people. And then when you'll feel where your tightness is in your rib cage. And then that's going to basically, we're going to customize what drill we give you based on where we need to get air. Okay. If that makes sense. So I would do this, like breathe in through the nose, pause, 4 seconds in, pause for 4 seconds, and then try and exhale through the mouth for 7 to 8. Do 6 to 8 breaths, and then just basically lay here and breathe in and out through your nose for like 30 seconds to a minute, nice and slow, and breathe as little as possible. And you'll find this will totally relax you. Most people I find sleep best in like laying on their side with their knees up a little bit, kind of like the fetal position, because that lines their rib cage and their belly button up, which helps the diaphragm and the pelvic floor work well together. I sleep best on my side. A lot of people will sleep on their back and their head will go back, their mouth will open, and they'll kind of be extended. So you kind of got to find the best position for you. But I tend to sleep better with my left side down and my right side up. And so you kind of got to experiment with that. But that's a really great drill just to get that tension out of your neck, calm everything down. If you get really tight in your neck and your traps, just put the tongue in the roof of your mouth, slow your breathing down. You'll feel all of the tension come out of there as you slow your breathing down. So that's a really, really great way to get yourself relaxed, get yourself ready for bed. One of the simple things that some simple things that I've recommended for people over the years and I've used myself is something like ZMA, which is zinc magnesium B6. I've used it for years with people. The magnesium helps calm you down. Most people need zinc. It's one of the few supplements that I would just blindly recommend because it's going to work for most people. Things like valerian root, things like holy basil can help take the edge off if you're having a hard time getting to sleep. So using that occasionally, a hot shower before bed really helps, because the temperature drop kind of helps bring your level down. I have some gel packs that I put under the sheet to cool myself off. That really helps me sleep. So getting your body temperature down, making sure the room is super dark, and then just getting that phone off is super, super important. Like, not doom scrolling. Sleep is, I think, your circadian rhythm and your sleep is the key to basically aging gracefully. If your circadian rhythm is busted, you're going to be at higher risk for diabetes, dementia, heart disease, cancer, all these things you're going to be at a heightened risk for, and they don't talk about it. The first thing that when you're struggling with a major illness, the first discussion your doctor should have with you is like, okay, are you up late at night on the phone? Are you getting outside in the mornings? Are you getting outside and getting your light in your eyes and a little bit of light on your skin? That should be one of the first discussions, because guess what? If your sleep is destroyed, you're going to crave more sugar, you're going to crave more alcohol, you're going to crave more screen time because you just don't feel great, and you're just going to keep medicating yourself and medicating yourself and medicating yourself. So These are all things we deliberately need to do, and I think that the last one is just get outside in nature, go to the park, sit outside, listen to the birds, calm yourself down, slow your breathing down. These are all things done consistently over, daily. I try to, if say I don't have a good night's sleep, I'll do like a non-sleep deep rest program, where I'll basically do 10 minutes of that, and it helps immensely just to kind of get myself in a better place. But if you're trying to improve your performance in your job or in the gym, or if you want to slow the aging process down, becoming ultra religious about relaxation and sleep is key, because everything in our world, from our phones to our lifestyle and the consumer driven lifestyle of the West, where we need a bigger car, we need more houses, and inflation because people are having to work twice as hard for less, is driving people just to work themselves into the ground. Not physically. I mean, people are not digging ditches and doing manual labor like they do here, but like, driving long distances in the car, always on the phone, always having to take calls, always doing emails, always, these things add up over time and cause some serious, serious issues for you. So there's a few tips. Please subscribe. Great way to spread the word. We really try, and Dr. Stillman and I really try and simplify the noise. There's a lot of noise out there. A lot of people get caught up in the details and the shiny objects, and we're really trying to simplify things for you and give you practical things that you can do every single day. Because what good is it if you know all these fancy things, you don't actually take action? You're much better off. You'll be so shocked that if you focus on breathing through your nose more during the day and slowing your breathing down, what a difference it will make. I'm happy to take a few questions. If you would like to answer any questions, I'd be happy to answer. Just a reminder, make sure you get on our email list. Go to stillmanwellness.com. Get on the email list. The opt-ins at the bottom of the page. And that way you can get in our webinar on Thursdays. If you want to get in one of our coaching programs, stillmanwellness.com. You can join the Optimal Wellness membership. That gives you access to a coaching call with Dr. Stillman and myself, and an initial coaching call with me. Plus, you get access to all the Thursday recordings and a whole bunch of other stuff. You get an onboarding call with me. You have the opportunity to get an HTMA with Amy. And then, of course, we have a higher level of coaching where you get more calls. And then, of course, if you want to work with Dr. Stillman in medical practice, if you're in New York or Florida, if you want to travel to Florida to see Dr. Stillman, you can work with him essentially no matter where you are in the U.S. You can go to stillmanmd.com and apply for a consultation for that. So there's just a little bit of information. And of course, if you want to check out nikabarbell.com, check out the store, help spread the word that people just need to get outside more. I would appreciate that. Or if you're on YouTube, check the store out below the video. So unless anybody has any questions, let's keep it simple. Get outside 3 times a day, get some light in your eyes, breathe through your nose as much as you can. Come up with a nighttime routine where you're doing a brain dump if you're one of these people that race all the time, or listen to some binaural beats or some calming music. Do some like crocodile breathing before bed. Slow your breath down and get to sleep, get the lights off at night. The combination of those things, and of course, you can use things like magnesium, ZMA, valerian from time to time if you need a little help chilling out. So have yourself a great day. I hope to see you on Thursday. And, we'd love to see you in one of our Optimal Wellness membership. It's $1 a day. You get to interact with Dr. Stillman and I, and we get to give you customized advice, because that's what it really comes down to. We need to get to know you so we can give you specific advice that adheres to your situation. So thanks for watching. Have yourself a great Labor Day. I get lost with all the holidays, particularly here in Nicaragua. They have tons of holidays here. We're coming up on the Nicaraguan independence from Spain here, which is a big party, which is next weekend. And so that'll be fun. That's always an adventure. Party. They know how to party here in Latin America, that's for sure. So have yourself a great day. Make sure you get outside, enjoy your Labor Day, and I will probably see you again tomorrow sometime in the morning. Take care, everyone. Make sure you get outside.